Thank you for inviting me to the AWS DevOps demo. Before going to the exact demo, I just want to discuss like about ISAPI Learn. What is exact the platform designed for? This ISAPI Learn is part of ISAP Infotech. Usually, they will collaborate with the different learning professionals, like certified professionals from across Azure, AWS, and GCP. Uh, there almost like 50K plus student got trained here, and are having around like 25 plus certified professionals engaged in this learning platform. And they have around like 25 plus companies engaged with regarding the placement process. And almost 99% on-time batch started with this ISAP Learn, and they follow the process like the mechanism like after enroll they will go with the build process and learning process, and they will start with the project mapping and project demos and project hands-on experience with specified certifications, and they grab the job. This is the process they will follow. Okay, let's start with exact demo now. Before going for exact demo, let me introduce myself. Myself, Adi Polisetty. Uh, I have around like 14 years of experience into IT. Uh, Apart from that, DevOps consultant working like as one of the MNC. Apart from regular works like DevOps or AWS or Azure or any other cloud, I'm into ISPER mentor program in my existing firm where I guide the freshers, especially who are recently joined in the firm, as part of their regular works. Maybe they will go they will do some regular exercises, maybe some tests, some hands-on projects, some hands-on labs. I will review them and I will find out like where exactly they will fit for. It may be cloud, it may be full stack development, it may be back-end development, it may be database, it may be with the any other project requirement or PMO operations. So based upon my review as per their test results, I will do the review and I will assign to the project to them. So apart from this, I delivered around like 50 plus cloud trainings, and as part of trainings, I will also help them with the job assistance. Job assistance in the sense like I will find out exactly the charm of the that what the spotlight having them. For example, they are very good in analytics, so I will suggest them to go with the analytics job search. If they're very good in coding, I will assist them in the full stack, like data engineering, data science, or maybe Python, or maybe the program or any other. So based upon if they are very good in like business architecture, business analysis, business analytic, like it with the product owner or project management operations, so I will guide them into that area. So based upon their uh, technical skills, I don't want to push them into the regular works. So based upon their uh, like their individual skill set only, we will assist them. Okay, let's get into the exact topics. So let's start with AWS. So in this part of AWS training, so most of the people are not aware of the cloud technologies. Nowadays, maybe they are aware of like what exactly the AWS and Azure or GCP. Like 10 years back, they are not aware of what exactly cloud, because most of the systems are in the legacy systems. They are running on the on-prem. So closely like 10 years back, they are started moving into the cloud because of less maintenance, less cost. They can easily migrate the services within the AWS or within the cloud. So in this AWS topic, I will start with AWS introduction, like where I deal with all the AWS introduction topics, like where exactly AWS started, why AWS, and what is AWS, and how we can use AWS. And we will after that we will discuss about the all the core services, like what are exactly the core services available in AWS, like EC2, VPC, and database and networking parts. Apart from analytics, how we use the AWS in deployment, maybe code deploy, code pipeline, and code build. So apart from this we don't have any special lab setup in the local of the lab in the local mission. So everything we can play and pay using AWS console. So it's a free console setup Directly we can log in with our own mail ID and password after the initial setup. So after the initial setup of our AWS console, we will play with the service deployment. Services deployment in the sense like we will spin the services and we will deploy the applications within the services. It maybe you can deploy in the EC2 machines, we can deploy in the any Lambda services, anything. So we will create like 6 to 7 labs. So we will collaborate some services into one lab and we will do the hands-on lab. We will give the lab directions like what exactly the output we are looking for. So we will review the lab and we'll find out the challenges in the lab and we will help them, the trainers, the trainees, now how is the best approach to complete the lab. So it doesn't mean that directly giving it, sharing the output. So we will find out the, we will review the what are the steps they uh, followed to complete the lab and what are the errors they encountered. So we will always welcome to share the errors. Then only we can learn. Any queries till now, or shall I continue?
No,
Okay,
you
then.
can.
Okay, then let me go with the DevOps topic. So most people think that AWS and DevOps or cloud is the different topics, but I can say the single topic. It's a culture. So think in a way such a way that learning cloud is not a. I don't prefer learning only AWS or Azure or in GCP. We have to learn in a package. I will discuss some more about this one, but actually giving a heads up on this one, like why you have to learn in a package. For example, if you go with AWS, you will lead the life until AWS admin only. You don't know, you don't have any chance to work as a DevOps engineer or the deployment part, or maybe go with the analytic part also, analyst part also. So my suggestion is go to DevOps and learn cloud and be the a release engineer or SME or SRE. So if you become SME or SRE, you have to learn cloud, you have to learn DevOps, you have to learn programming languages like Python or Perl, some part of scripting language as well. So it doesn't cloud means it doesn't mean like it's not a drop and drag and drop. We have to uh, give the solutions out of the box also. So at that time we need to make our hands dirty by writing some scripts in part of automation. So coming to DevOps, how the DevOps journey will start. So basically, usually whenever we have the deployment part, usually previous years, like how the developers develop the code and test it, and how they're moving the code from local machine to server, they're creating the DLLs and moving the exe file to the target server. So nowadays, what we are doing, we are using the safe agile methodology. Like we have the different methodologies or processor, right? So if we are going agile, so for every week or every 2 weeks we have sprints. So in this week, in this sprint, we have to release this feature into production. So we have to test it in the lower environments, maybe in dev or in stage or in QA or until pre-production, until production. So though the DevOps team plays a very crucial role while releasing the new feature into production. It may be the major release, it may be the minor release. Okay. So coming to the prerequisite for DevOps. So I will discuss in detail what is the prerequisite for DevOps. But the people who want to learn a DevOps, like they have to be prepared some skills, which is all mandatory skills which have to be part of DevOps, and some skills it should be good to have. So mandatory skills, I can say the one cloud. It may be AWS, it may be GCP, it may be Azure. I can say, as per my experience, most of the cloud is same, only difference naming convention. Maybe some features may be some available in one cloud and some features not available in other cloud. So prerequisites. So we have to make sure one core system, maybe the operating system, it may be Windows or it may be Linux, it may be Ubuntu or it may be something else. We have to be good in one operating system. I can recommend Linux or Ubuntu. And coming to the programming language, it should be good to have Python or maybe some scripting language. It may be Perl, it may be Shell, it may be PowerShell, or it may be Groovy. You have to know the logic, you have to go for it. and you have to learn some IAC tool, like with infrastructure as a code tool. It may be, I will discuss some more about this IAC tool. So it may be good to have hands-on on Terraform or Cloud Information Template, Cloud CFT template in AWS or ARM template in Azure. So most of the times are using Terraform. It may be used for any clouds. So I already discussed about long ways and scripts. And the next setup is CI/CD, continuous integration, continuous deployment. So most of the firms, most of the companies are looking for the candidates like who can spin the infrastructure within the time, and he will have to create the pipelines, and whenever the developer commits the code, it should be built and tested and share the results. It go for the deployment to the production. So this is the layman can't understand this one, because the layman one want to deploy the code into production. He won't bother about this CAC setup everything. So he want the code to be deployed in production without any errors. So this part to be taken by DevOps team. So in the DevOps, the hands-on labs are very huge and it's very crucial, and you have to learn each and every topic without missing anything. So these topics will covered in the hands-on labs. Any other queries in DevOps? Shall I go for next slide?
Yeah, you can go
Okay,
ahead.
fine. Thank you. So I'm combining both AWS DevOps. Like in AWS DevOps, most of the firms are looking for like most of the companies they use like single cloud. Some companies have multi-cloud architecture also. For example, they will use lower environment as AWS, but the higher environment as Azure. They will connect the VPC connectivity between the two clouds. That is a different discussion. But coming to the AWS DevOps, I already discussed like how the IAC work, infrastructure as a code. Nowadays, no one using like creating the mission, creating the DB, creating the VPC manually. They will all the written in the IAC in Terraform templates. Like they will create all the backup.ef. They will create all the passwords in var.ef. They will create all the infrastructure in something CAC setup. If you're using GitLab or GitHub, they will create the YAML files. So they will create the infrastructure. Once the infrastructure is created, they will do the deployment. We have different deployment models are there. So for example, we have the we have the blue green deployment. Blue green deployment in the sense we have the two environments. We have only one environment is up and running. If you want to test anything, you do the deployment other environment, we will test it. Then we will the make the other environment up and running to make sure that everything is going on smooth. So we have different deployment models. So before going to the cloud, most of the people are aware of like on-prem. On-prem is like a physical service. Usually we have data centers previously, like we have the different HP blade servers. We have the EMC SAN storages, and we have the switches, Cisco switches. These are all physical. Now they are migrated to virtual because of the cost maintenance. We need more manpower also. So usually, the automation part comes into the picture here, like how actually we are creating the environment on the fly for different environments. For example, the beauty in this Terraform lies we can create the uh, environment file, like how if we create for one environment, automatically we can create for other environments also. With the only the name different is naming convention. So we have the lab option here. We will have the different labs on AWS DevOps. So how we do the DevOps lab is like we will ask for the developers to create some code. It's not like a hello world code. It's like a regular code. For example, if they are doing any deployment in the on-prem, we will take that code and we will try to use the that code and deployment in the cloud environment. It may be AWS or it may be Azure. So, what is the skill list in this learning of ISAP, AWS DevOps? We will teach AWS, we will teach DevOps, and we will have freshers job guide also. Why I mentioned is the cloud first is in the sense we have to learn first cloud, then go with the rest of the things. So, any queries till now? I need some inputs,
No, no.
Rajesh. Okay, fine then. So I just already mentioned like how AWS, the cloud platform, why they came up with the AWS platform, because they started with the e-commerce. They will go with the on-prem servers. They are not able to manage the physical servers. They is very costly. Then they came with an idea, the product called Amazon Web Services. Why they need to develop this Amazon Web Service for their own product? Then they will came into the public and they are providing the services. Like they have the many different cloud computing product and services. They will provide server, storage, networking, and remote computing, email, mobile development, and security. Everything. They will start with the IAM. They will start with the service, mail services. They will start with the different services, whatever it is, which are available in on-prem and which are not available in on-prem also. So how the AWS centers are managed? We have the different locations across the world. And do you think that like how it is very easy to access the Amazon Web Services depending upon the locations? We have the edge location in Mumbai, in from India. They are going to plan for other locations also, but most of the highest locations from US. So how I go with the freshers job guide? So mostly the freshers will think that okay, they will prepare the resume by copying the resume from other people. They don't know how to start with the resume preparation, and they have to they don't know how to check the market job searches, like how the process of how what is the process to apply the existing job profiles, maybe job roles. So I can guide them. Like it doesn't mean that I won't suggest a single resume for all the jobs. We have to change the resume based upon the job requirement. Like I can say the JD, job description. So whenever any recruiter called us, like we have to check with them what is the exact job role, ask them to share the JD, then we have to change our resume. I don't say that like change whole resume. We have to make sure that we have to add our resources, add our skills as per the JD. So most of the freshers nowadays they don't external hires, like experienced candidates. Most of the freshers need to create the internal written test, right? It may be nowadays they are not asking for the aptitude and reasoning. They are coming with the analytical questions and testing, as well as the coding questions also. So we have to prepare for them, because directly learning the cloud, if we can't insist that they may clear the exam, right? First we have to prepare them for the written test. Then once he was settled with the written test, then go for the next interview preparation also. The main thing is hands-on labs. I won't suggest to go with the theoretical, mugging up the theoretical things. What is cloud? What is cloud computing? What is hybrid cloud? What is private cloud? What is public cloud? I won't suggest this one, because even my sessions also won't uh, much with the PPTs. I won't prefer PPTs also. I will always open Azure or AWS console. I will prepare one questionnaire. I will share the list. I ask them to start working on hands-on, but I will give like what is the exact basic concepts, what exactly networking concepts, how we can connect the dots between networking, VPC, and compute machines and other services. So I will go with the mock interviews also. Like I won't take the mock interviews. I will ask my colleagues who are already working on the who are already in the interview panels. I will ask them to take the mock interviews. So this is the like how the forecasting. Like what is the forecasting of cloud in 2028, and how they started in 2000 previous years, like how they are emerging in the cloud sector. Previously, it's like cloud technology as a technology disruptor. Then it go for capability enabler. Now it is guessing cloud is business necessity to get the business done. Okay. So I already mentioned previously, right? So what is the DevOps roadmap? So you can see here we have three different colors. One is uh, light blue, and one is yellow, one is normal pink. So I can say this very important is the first one, and important is yellow, and the normal is a different pink color. So I can say here, like I mentioned already, programming languages and server administration and servers and network and security, and infrastructure as a code, and CI/CD, and monitoring and logging, and clouds. So in this, we have to make sure that now in the present market, the Python, most of the people asking for the Python. It may be Python programming language or Python scripting. So it should be good to have the Python. If it is a Golang, JavaScript, Ruby is the not mandatory. It's good to have. Not an issue if you don't have also, but should be good. We have Python. And server administration, I mentioned like Linux is the mandatory. Unix, Windows is the not that much mandatory. But now the market is full of Linux and web servers. How the web servers and what is the caching servers on the database. So and what is the part of CI/CD and what is the part of infrastructure as a code. And these are the topics the roadmap of DevOps.
Slides we couldn't see, are they actually?
Slides.
Yeah.
But I'm sharing the screen, right?
Oh yeah,
Yes.
we are able to see. Sorry, I think you are.
Okay.
We are able to see.
Okay, fine then.
Oh, okay,
So
okay.
yeah, do you have any questions in this slide, Rajesh, in the DevOps roadmap? Because I
Yeah,
asked.
yes, DevOps roadmap. Generally, for freshers, we are going to train, right, based on these introductions. Um, Actually, we have some doubt. First, what you are going to learn, and I mean, how you are going to, what is the content, what you are going to teach in DevOps to freshers.
So see, most of the freshers think that if they are CSC, then only they can learn. That is the myth. Okay.
Yeah.
So I don't
Yeah.
want to go with their existing profile. I don't want to ask them like whether the BTech CSE or ITI or mechanical or civil, irrespective of their branch. Okay.
Okay.
First, I make them comfortable to know about the what is server administration, what exactly the system. Okay.
Okay.
So I will make them comfortable in the Linux part first. It will take like almost 10 days because I'm not considering the people who are very hands-on on Linux. I'm considering the people who are not aware of what is the Windows. Okay. So
Okay. Okay.
yeah, so I will target the people like I make sure that all the people have to be on the same page. I won't consider the people who are already running beyond the sessions or beyond the like schedule. I will get all the people are comfortable. If they're comfortable, only I will go for the next lesson or next topics. So I will
Okay.
start with the basic server administration. Then I will slowly go with the programming language Python. I will give some task like how can they automate the regular tasks, how they
Okay.
creating
So
the cron jobs. Yeah,
yeah. These are the topics which we are going to cover, right?
exactly. But not all the things. I will cover only mandatory and one of the optional with the
Yeah. Yeah.
yellow color. Yeah,
Got it. Suppose we are starting with a learning programming language. That is example Python somewhat
yeah,
and
yeah,
server administration, maybe Linux
yeah.
and network and security. We will complete those protocols
Exactly.
and
Because you know, right, Rajesh, if you go into the networks and security, anything it will again cover in the AWS services. For example, we
yeah.
have the different AWS. For example, compute, networking, database, analytics, CACD, and everything it will cover in the roadmap.
Okay, got it. So actually, this roadmap is fine. That's fine. So do you have any queries, Namruta and Sai?
I have one. If the person having the PHP knowledge, they can also go to this DevOps, or
Yes.
they have to
No, no.
learn the
See,
Python as
no,
expert.
no, 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 no. See, PHP or HTML or CSS, everything, they have to learn the system administration first. I don't want to learn from Python. Python, you can do the automation, but without learning the basic knowledge like server administration, how they are going for the because the any end of the day you are deploying in the server, right? Or maybe
Yeah.
deploying in the Kubernetes pods. Because we need to know what exactly how the system behaves, right? System behavior. So
Okay.
in any irrespective of the external, irrespective of the experienced people also, it may be pressures or it may be experienced professional also. I just recommend to learn the system administration first. It may be Linux, it may be Unix. I won't recommend Windows first.
Okay. Yeah. So there are any free resources are available to explore
For AWS,
AWS for a beginner level?
yeah, yeah, yeah. You can see, for example, directly go for the AWS console.com. register. But one thing you have to do, you have to give your credentials, or you have to give your credit card and debit card details. The best thing is the best thing is create alarm in the AWS console. So whenever there is a billing alarm, you can stop the resources, because it will. But you can go with the Azure also. It will get the $300 free.
Okay.
Yeah,
After that, we have to purchase the
they
plan.
have to pay. We have to pay, because see, if you are enabling your credit card over there, so whenever just the thing is, you are supposed to switch off the resources when you are not working. That's it.
Okay.
Any other queries? I'm expecting some more questions. It should be interactive. Otherwise, I thought that you won't understand.
So
Actually,
how can
this
Yeah.
Sorry, go ahead.
how can non-technical person land into this AWS?
See,
So without any coding
I will tell you. I will
experience, is
tell
it
you one
possible?
example. I will tell you. I got this. I got this question. I will tell you one example. My reporting manager is a MBA salesperson.
Okay.
You got it right?
Yeah.
Yeah, MBA salesperson. Now he was handling like 6 projects. He learned AWS DevOps like around 8 months. Now
Okay.
he can code like anything.
Mm-hmm.
Even see, because that is the beauty of like software. I can recommend any people can enter into software, but we can't enter into the public administration. Okay, public administration in the sense like we can't go to the something electrical or electronic something, right? But I can
Mm-hmm.
say the people for any background, if he's enthusiastic and he has a desire to learn, that is the only things I can consider.
Okay.
Yeah, first you have need the confidence. First need you think that you can do, and you have the desire to learn. That's it.
Okay.
Because this is not, it's not a robotics. I can say this already. The services are designed by the greatest code developers, but we just using the services only.
Yeah.
Right. For example, AWS is already designed by some of the scientists, right? We are just using the services only. We think that we are very struggling to learn this one, because we think about the scientists which already developed the services. Hope you got my
Yeah.
point right.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Any other queries? Yeah, someone is
How
asking previously. Yeah, go ahead.
how much time should we dedicate daily to learn or practice AWS DevOps?
You're asking how many hours per day?
Yeah. Right.
See, it's all about your available time. If you can manage like 1 hour a day, it's enough. But actually, I don't say like you can learn in 60 days. You can say you can learn in 120 days. It's a regular learning, because I just started learning AWS in 2000, somewhere around like 2014-15 in some way. But and no training institute in Hyderabad. They just simply say they took 10,000 something and they will say minimum services. But my approach is like I will go to Google and I'll type the AWS issues. I will pick 10 issues. I'll give the solution.
So
I
that's
won't, I
great.
won't, I won't, I won't go through the solution. Once I give the solution, I go through the solution. So that's the way I learn.
Okay, sir. That's great.
So yeah. Because see that you know, right, this is learning, regular learning, right? There is no end of this
Yeah.
learning, because AWS every year they will create like 10 to 15 new services. And for certification, maybe Rajesh will be aware of, like every year we have to renew the certification, right? There is no certification, it's a lifelong. Hey, you have to renew certification, we have to learn new services. Yeah.
yes, exactly.
Yeah, because it's a learning curve. Because the thing is, like, if you are learning new services, I don't say only AWS have the good demand, or only DevOps has the good demand, or only Azure has a good demand. But every technology, every skill has a good demand. But I can say this is the center, like, to learn AWS DevOps, because wherever you go, when the developer is there, definitely we need DevOps person. But nowadays, developers are learning DevOps.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay, so I'm just saying how the market is changing. Like for the next decade, maybe DevOps is going to, maybe some we get AI DevOps or ML DevOps, observability. We are getting so many things. We get AI DevOps also. But I can recommend like don't go with the regular skills, but go with some skills which is very unique, and you can learn whatever it is you can learn. But first I recommend you with you like just go with the basics first. Don't go with the fly, and don't keep the target like, "Oh, I need to complete this 120 days, I need to come." Just learn and showcase your skills and make your hands dirty by doing the hands on. And just go through the some channels, maybe YouTube channels, what is the regular AWS DevOps issues. Take one issue and note it down, and what is the exact issue, what is the error, and how can you resolve it. For this, what I have to do. And this is the best approach I came across. I think I just recommend to you as well.
Oh.
Hope
So
it sounds good,
which
right?
service, yeah,
Sorry.
which service do you suggest us as a beginner level in DevOps? There are so
DevOps,
many
no, services in the sense like
AWS
in the
services.
no. AWS is one of the cloud provider. In the cloud
Yeah.
provider, we have different services. We have like 150 plus services, but we need to learn some basic services. I won't recommend you this service or this service, but if you get into the picture of the cloud technology, you have to learn minimum 35 to 40 services.
Oh,
It doesn't mean that it's like it doesn't mean like Java full stack or React JS or full or what I
I'm
can
not
say
asking.
Node.js. Okay.
No, as a beginner, that
As a
it
beginner,
means,
I can say,
yeah.
I don't have the login credentials. I forgot the credentials, but I can show how many services. I think it's recording is there. Okay, fine. So if you log into the AWS console, we have the different services for the compute. We have the EC2, we have the auto scaling, we have the high availability. For example, if you go for networking, we have the VPC, networking parts, firewalls, and if you go for the databases, we can create the Redshift database. We can create the SQL DB. We can go for the NoSQL. We can create the any type of N databases, and we can create the any services in DB. If you go for analytical part, we have the different services, and if you go for the deployment part, we have the different services. But I can share you like what are the minimum services you have to learn if you want to pitch into the AWS cloud job.
Okay.
Mm. Any other queries you can ask like what not about this one. You can ask like anything about the job roles with this specific experience, like how the job will be between 3 to 4 years, or maybe 4 to 5 years. It may be fresher. How would be the but I can say that
So,
it's not. Yeah.
suppose I have I'm a fresher, so if can I get AWS job, and if I get AWS job, what kind of role I can expect within 1 year if I take training from ISAPI?
See, it based upon the company that providing the job, but from SAP Learning, we make sure that the fresher can do the 3 to 4 years experience job activities. I promise that one.
Okay.
Because what I'm saying is nowadays, if you go for a fresher, right? For example, I'm owning the company. I took a fresher. I can't give the production access right to them, right? I can't rely on them, right? So in the same way, what I'm trying to say is regularly the freshers they will do the regular administrative jobs. For example, bad jobs. They will do some monitoring activities. But nowadays, the companies are looking for who have the hands-on in the programming or scripting languages, who have the who have the good knowledge on cloud, and who can do the activity of like 3 to 4 years experience cloud guy. I can promise that one from as for from fresher.
Okay, thank you, thank you.
So why AWS is preferred over other clouds actually?
Because the job mark, because of the cloud percentage. Now you can see the 100% out of that one, 60% is occupied by AWS.
Okay.
Most of the companies are, because why it is occupied, because AWS came in first into the picture.
Mhm.
Later Azure and later GCP, and now some part of Alibaba Cloud also from China.
Okay. So we can say AWS is easy apart from
Not
other
easy,
clouds.
not easy. It's also cloud. Not is what nothing is easy without learning.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
nothing is easy. But I can say that I can say the job market is good in AWS.
Okay.
For example, if you prepare your profile with AWS, it may be the good views from maybe Naukri or either job market. It will be good. But actually, right, how the Naukri profile views will be done with the keywords, right? If
Yes.
you keep AWS services, it may be good views. It may be you may get good calls for AWS.
Okay.
Yeah, that is the impression from the job market, like how the AWS is pitching into the job market, and maybe some of the most of the firms are looking for AWS candidates. It's maybe freshers, because the thing is, the hardest thing is in the corporate life is, if already fresher learn and he was very good in AWS, you don't want to give the training again, right?
Yeah.
Usually how the freshers will take the in the corporate companies, for example, in my company, what we'll do, we will get some bunch of students will come, and they will clear all the rounds, and they will clear all the internal trainings, and they will come, and we will keep into the specific project. He is not able to do some regular activities. So if he's already trained outside external training, so if he's very comfortable, then we don't have give the regular trainings again, right? Again, we will assign one experienced guy, and he's ask we will ask to assist him. Like, it will be headache for again, right? So that's why the most of the companies were already freshers are trained with the specific cloud resources. It's very good to take him into the project without getting any other extra trainings.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you, Adi.
Okay, fine.
Uh,
Yeah.
so this is